Sarah was 38 years old, a nurse with 2 kids, a house, and a 401k she'd been building for 14 years. She wasn't wealthy by any stretch, but she had $180,000 in assets and a family who depended on her. When her brother passed away without a will, the fallout was devastating. His savings got stuck in probate for over a year. His girlfriend received nothing. His kids got less than half of what he intended. That's when Sarah realized estate planning isn't just for the rich, it's for anyone who loves someone. Today, we're going to walk through exactly what she learned and what you need to know too. Most people hear estate planning and picture mansions and old money, but here's what it really means. It's a set of legal documents that answer 4 critical questions. Who gets your stuff? Who raises your kids? Who makes medical and financial decisions if you can't? And how do you keep the government and the courts out of your family's business? Sarah had never thought about any of these questions. She assumed it would all just work out. And that assumption, as her brother's situation showed her, can cost your family tens of thousands of dollars and years of heartache. This is for educational purposes only, but the facts here are hard to ignore. Here's the number that stopped Sarah cold: 67%. According to AARP survey data from 2024, roughly 2/3 of Americans have no will, no trust, no estate plan at all. And it's not because people don't care. Most say they just haven't gotten around to it. But dying without a plan, what lawyers call dying intestate, means the state decides who gets your assets, not you. The courts follow a rigid formula, and it may have nothing to do with your wishes. For someone like Sarah, who wanted her sister, not her estranged ex, to raise her kids, that distinction matters enormously.
So what does a complete estate plan actually include? There are 5 core documents everyone should know about. First, your last will and testament. This directs who gets your property and names a guardian for minor children. Second, a revocable living trust. This can help your assets skip the expensive probate process entirely. Third, a durable power of attorney. This names someone to handle your finances if you're incapacitated. Fourth, a healthcare directive, sometimes called a living will, which spells out your medical wishes. And fifth, beneficiary designations on accounts like your 401k and life insurance. This last one, it overrides your will. Sarah had her ex-husband listed as beneficiary on her 401k and didn't even know it.
This is where a lot of people get confused, and where Sarah had her biggest aha moment. A will is a legal document that takes effect when you die. But here's the catch. It has to go through probate, a court-supervised process that can take 6 months to 2 years and cost anywhere from 2 to 5% of your estate's value. A trust, on the other hand, is a legal entity that holds your assets while you're alive. When you pass, your assets transfer to your beneficiaries almost immediately. No court, no public record. The downside, you have to actually move your assets into the trust, a process called funding it. An unfunded trust is like a safe with no money inside. Technically there, but useless. Let's put real numbers to this. This chart shows estimated probate costs across different estate sizes. If Sarah's estate is worth $300,000, a pretty average number for a homeowner with retirement savings, probate could cost between $6,000 and $15,000 in legal and court fees alone. And that doesn't count the time her family waits without access to those funds. For estates over $500,000, you're potentially looking at $25,000 or more walking out the door. A revocable living trust typically costs $1,500 to $3,000 to set up with an estate attorney. The math here is straightforward. Past results vary by state, but the general principle holds. Planning ahead almost always costs less than not planning. Remember Sarah's situation? She'd set up her 401k at age 26, named her then-husband as beneficiary, and completely forgot about it after their divorce. Here's the critical thing to understand. Beneficiary designations on retirement accounts and life insurance are legally binding contracts. They override whatever your will says, period. Courts have sided with the named beneficiary even when the deceased clearly intended otherwise. This is one of the most common and most expensive estate planning mistakes in America. Sarah found 3 old accounts she'd forgotten to update. It took her 20 minutes online to fix all 3. This is the easiest win in estate planning, and you can do it today without an attorney.
Here's why estate planning matters more than people think, especially for everyday Americans. This chart shows how the average U.S. household's wealth is distributed based on Federal Reserve data. Real estate is typically the largest single asset, followed by retirement accounts, then other financial accounts. Notice that most of these assets have direct estate planning implications. Your house needs to be in your will or trust. Your retirement accounts need updated beneficiaries. Your bank accounts can have payable on death designations added for free. Sarah was surprised to learn that her home equity alone, roughly $140,000, was her biggest asset and had no plan attached to it whatsoever.
Here's something most people don't realize. Estate planning isn't just about death. It's also about what happens if you're alive but unable to make decisions due to an accident, illness, or medical emergency. A durable power of attorney lets you name someone, called your agent, to manage your finances, pay bills, manage investments, handle real estate. Without one, your family may have to go to court to get that authority. A healthcare power of attorney names someone to make medical decisions for you. And a living will documents your specific wishes. Do you want life support? Specific treatments? Sarah's mother had none of these documents when she had a stroke 3 years ago. The family spent 6 agonizing weeks in legal limbo before they could make any decisions. Let's bring this home with a real number. The average probate cost for a $300,000 estate, which is close to Sarah's total asset value, runs approximately $12,700 when you factor in attorney fees, court costs, executor fees, and the administrative burden. And that's before accounting for the 12 to 18 months her family would wait without access to those funds. Compare that to the roughly $2,000 to $3,000 it costs to set up a complete estate plan with an attorney, or the free option, updating beneficiary designations and using your employer's 401k portal today. The cost of planning is always lower than the cost of not planning. That's not fear-mongering, that's just math. So here's exactly what Sarah did, and what you can do too. Step 1. She logged into every financial account and updated her beneficiary designations. Took less than an hour. Free. Step 2. She used an online legal service to draft a basic will for about $200, naming her sister as guardian for her kids. Step 3. Because she owned a home and had over $150,000 in assets, her attorney recommended a revocable living trust, which she completed for around $2,400. Step 4. She set a calendar reminder to review everything every 3 years or after any major life event, marriage, divorce, new child, or significant change in assets. You don't have to do all of this today, but you do have to start. Consider consulting a licensed estate attorney for your specific situation.
Today, Sarah has a complete estate plan in place, a funded revocable trust that holds her home and savings, an updated 401k beneficiary, her sister, not her ex, a will that names her sister as guardian for her kids, a durable power of attorney, and a healthcare directive that reflects her actual wishes. She spent about $2,600 total and a few hours of her time, and now she sleeps better at night, knowing her family is protected. You don't need to be wealthy to need an estate plan. You just need to love someone. The 4 things to take away. Update your beneficiaries today. Get a will written. Consider a trust if your estate is substantial. And set up your power of attorney documents before you need them. This is one of the most important financial moves you'll ever make, and most people just keep putting it off.
Everything in this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. Estate planning laws vary significantly by state. Please consult a licensed estate planning attorney or financial advisor for guidance specific to your situation. All costs and figures cited are estimates and may differ based on your location and